Happy Deepavali to you all. Shall we start? Om Sahanavavatu Sahanau Bhunaktu Sahaviryam Karavavahai Tejasvinavadhitamastu ma vidvishavahai. Om Shanti 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 Harihi Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha Harihi Om. Welcome to class, everyone. Can we have all your videos on, please? I see a lot of black squares. Can we please have videos on? All right, I'll start while you get your videos up. So we did about knowledge and studenthood last week, right? So any of you tried to learn the shlokas by heart? Yes or no? Generally, what I like to do is do a quick revision. But if nobody is volunteering, I end up saying, so I don't want to pick people to chant the shlokas. So any of you, you want to raise your hand? In your participant screen, you can raise your hand. Okay, I see a couple of you volunteering. Happy Deepavali to all of you. Thank you for all the messages. Okay, so let's see. Anybody want to raise your hand for chanting last week's shlokas? I can share screen also, actually. I won't put you on the spot. Okay, let's quickly do that. Okay, hang on. One minute, guys. Okay. Option 2. Okay, let me share screen with you all. Hang on, guys, technical issues. This is not moving here for me. Okay, let me share screen. Can you all see my screen now? Yeah? Okay. All right. Oh, I see a lot of raised hands. Manjula Karra. Go ahead and do the first shloka for me. Do you want the script? Yeah? Okay, I'll give the script on for you. Go ahead, Manjula. Let me unmute you. Go ahead, Manjula. You can. Manjula ji, I don't see your video.
Yeah, unmute, ma'am.
Yeah, I have unmuted you. I can hear you.
Bhashasu mukhya madura divya girvana bharati tasyam hi kavyam maduram tasmat api subhashitam.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Manjula ji. Next one will be, this was about Sanskrit and its greatness along with Subhashitas, right? Awesome. Okay, next one will be Yogesh Punde. Yogesh ji, you can go ahead.
Namo Namaha.
Namaha.
Vidya dadati vinayam vinayadhyati patratam पात्रता धनमाप्नोति धनाधर्म ततः सुखम.
Couple things. Patratva dhanamapnoti dhanadharmam. You missed a couple mas. Awesome.
धनाधर्मम ततः सुखम.
Very nice. Thank you. When we are saying we should remember the overall import of the shloka, right? I hope you're all able to recollect what we spoke last class. Okay, next one is Aditi. Go ahead, Aditi.
उद्यन्तु शतमादित्याः उद्यन्तु शतमिन्दवः नवीना विदुषां वाक्यै नश्यन्त्याभ्यन्तरं तमः.
Very nice. Nashyatyaabhyantaram. No, na there.
Yeah.
Very nice. Thank you. So I think Aditi's mom did, right? Is this Aditi's mom or daughter? So next time, daughter also, okay? All right. Next one. What do we have? Kalpana. Sorry, Meghna Kalpesh.
धन्यवाद. काकदृष्टिर्बकध्यानं श्वाननिद्रा तथैव च अल्पाहारो जीर्णवस्त्रं च एव तद्विद्यार्थिलक्षणम्.
Very nice. The cha will go to the previous one though. Okay. Alpaharo jirna vastrancha. It belongs to the previous quarter. Very nice. Thank you, Meghna. Then who was the next one? Shubham.
Hello, am I audible?
Yes, we can hear you.
पुस्तकस्थातु या विद्या परहस्त गतम धनम कार्यकाले समुत्पन्ने न सा विद्या न तद्धनम.
Very nice. Thank you, Shubhamji. Next one is Neelima. Go ahead, Neelima.
सुखार्थी वा त्यजेत् विद्यां विद्यार्थी वा त्यजेत् सुखं सुखार्थिनः कुतो विद्या कुतो विद्यार्थिनः सुखम्.
Awesome. Thank you, all of you.
Thank
You all did wonderful. I'm so happy to see that. So I see a couple more hands. Guess what? Today I'm going to change up the pattern a little bit, okay? So I'm thinking instead of making the same two students chant the shlokas, how about I let you volunteer? You guys can, take turns in chanting after me the new shlokas, not just the old ones, so that it gives you a lot more practice to, say what you're saying and how to pronounce them and everything. So let's do it like that today. So first one today is going to be this one. We all wanted to learn the shlokas for, the Deepavali, right? So let's learn something about Deepavali's diyas. Yeah? Who wants to volunteer? I see Megha's hand risen. Okay, I'll unmute you, Megha. Okay. Shubham karoti kalyanam.
शुभं करोति कल्याणं शुभं करोति कल्याणं
Arogyam dhana sampada.
आरोग्यं धनसम्पदा आरोग्यं धनसम्पदा
Shatru buddhi vinashaya.
शत्रुबुद्धिविनाशाय
Deepajyotirnamostute.
दीपज्योतिर्नमोस्तुते
Very nice. Thank you, Megha. Actually, let's do it together. Okay, I'll do one time and you follow after me. Shubham karoti kalyanam. Arogyam dhana sampada. Shatru buddhi vinashaya. Deepajyotirnamostute.
शुभं करोति कल्याणं आरोग्यं धनसम्पदा शत्रुबुद्धिविनाशाय दीपज्योतिर्नमोस्तुते.
Awesome. Thank you, Megha ji.
Thank you.
Okay, so let's see how the words are split here. Shubham karoti kalyanam arogyam dhana sampada shatru buddhi vinashaya Deepa Jyotihi Namostute. So, what we are trying to say here is Deepa Jyoti, the light of the lamp. Namostute, Namaha tu te. To you, I do my prayer. Why? What is my purpose of doing that prayer? Shubham Karoti. What does this Deepam do? The light of the Deepam? Shubham Karoti. It does auspicious things to me. And Arogyam Dhana Sampada. It gives me health and also prosperity. Dhana Sampada. Shatru Buddhi Vinashaya. This is a very beautiful word which can be actually split in couple different ways. Let me tell you how. Shatru Buddhi, in Sanskrit, what happens when I say that word Shatru Buddhi, it can be broken up in different ways. Shatru's Buddhi or my Buddhi of Shatrutva, right? So please destroy this. But what are we saying? Destroy the intellect of the Shatru? Are we saying that? Or are we saying that Shatrutva Buddhi, right? Shatrutva Buddhi that I have, we are saying to this light of the lamp that attitude of Shatrutva, attitude of enmity, please destroy that for me, right? So why and how does this work? Let's see. Okay. So when do we have enmity? When I have me and mine and yours and you and yours, right? When I have these attitudes, then I will say, this is mine, I'll put a box, and that is yours, I'll put another box, right? But what if I eradicated that line? Suppose I didn't know, okay? I didn't know whether, like in a cake, for example, I didn't draw lines. So can you tell which piece is yours, which piece is mine? Then I'm going to take proper care of everything, right? I will not say, I hate that piece, I like this piece, right? So I will be equanimous to everything. So that attitude, when I don't have mine and yours, the differentiation, if I destroy that, then I destroy enmity itself, that attitude of enmity, right? I will not feel you are better than me or I am better than you. All these complex thoughts will not come in my head. So what I'm requesting this Deepa Jyoti, the light of the lamp, because when it makes, when it brightens a place, will it put a line? I will give light only to this much. I will not give light that side, right? It will not. If you see, the light of the lamp is like a circle. There are no lines demarcated, right? As far as it can reach, it will keep going. It will keep growing. So that kind of lamp, please give me also that kind of attitude. Okay, don't give me this Shatrutva Buddhi in anybody. Okay, and I'll tell you a short, an anecdote, I should say, about why this kind of pronunciation and these kind of words are important. Okay, there was this one person who did penance. He does penance, and he was supposed to chant a mantra. Okay, and he was an enemy of Indra. We all know the Devata's god, right? Indra. This Indra was, having an enemy. This person is Sahasra Kavacha, and he wanted to destroy Indra. So he was supposed to do a tapas, penance. For that, the mantra was Indra Shatrur Vardhasva. That was the word, okay? How it can be split differently and how it can negatively affect. He was supposed to say Indra Shatrur Vardhasva, Indra Shatrur Vardhasva. Instead, you know what he did? He did Indra Shatrur Vardhasva, Indra Shatrur Vardhasva. See how I did the sh in a different tone than the Vardhasva in the previous line. So what happened when he did that? Indra Shatrur Vardhasva means, me, the enemy of Indra, may I prosper. That was what he was supposed to pray. Instead, when he did the sh, the pronunciation in the wrong place, Indra Shatrur Vardhasva means, Indra, my enemy, may you prosper. So he did so much intense tapasya for his own destruction. Okay, that is why pronunciation and how these words are understood is very important. Okay, Indra Shatrur Vardhasva means, may you, may you, my enemy, prosper. May you, my enemy, prosper. Right? Instead of saying, may Indra's enemy, that is me, let me prosper, he did the opposite, completely opposite, right? So that way we should not misunderstand or mispronounce words in Sanskrit. For that reason, we have to keep in mind what the Shatru Buddhi Vinashaya means here. Okay. All right, let's see the overall implication of the shloka. O light of the lamp, the one who bestows auspiciousness, fortune, health and wealth, prostrations and prayers to you for the destruction of the attitude of enmity, not destruction of the enemy, right? Attitude of the enmity that I have in me, please destroy that for me. So that was the prayer here. All right. Any questions on this one? I don't know if Nilima raised hand for a question. Was it for a question, Nilima? Nilima, you're unmuted.
Not for the question, ma'am.
Okay. All right. I think it was the previous one, right? For who wants to chant. So looks like this is pretty simple, right? So this should be our prayer during our Deepavali Diya lamp. Every time we do the house full of lamps during Deepavali, right? So every time I light a lamp, this attitude has to be in our mind. So that's what is the meaning of the shloka. So, okay, Chandru Sharma ji, okay, unmuted. Go ahead, ask your question.
Hari Om, madam.
Hari Om.
The Subhashita screen is very small, very difficult to read.
Is it?
Yeah.
Okay. Let me stop share and let me re-share it for you again. Is this any better?
Yeah, it is much better, ma'am. Thank you.
Okay, thanks for bringing it up. No questions on the Subhashita, right? Okay. Next one. Any volunteers to chant after me? Aditi, go ahead. You're unmuted, right? Yeah, okay. All right. Sheelam Shauryamanalasyam
शीलं शौर्यमनालस्यं शीलं शौर्यमनालस्यं
Pandityam Mitra Sangraha
पाण्डित्यं मित्रसङ्ग्रहः
Sangraha too.
सङ्ग्रहः
Very good. Achoraharaniyani
अचोरणहरियाणि
Achora
अचोर
Haraniyani.
हरणीयानि
Very good. Together. Achoraharaniyani.
अचोरहरणीयानि
Very nice. Panchaitanyakshayo nidhi.
पञ्चैतान्यक्षयो
Very good. I'll do together and you can repeat after me. Sheelam Shauryamanalasyam Pandityam Mitra Sangraha Achoraharaniyani Panchaitanyakshayo nidhi.
शीलं शौर्यं मनालस्यं पाण्डित्यं मित्रसङ्ग्रहः अचोरहरणीयानि पञ्चैतान्यक्षयो निधिः.
Awesome. Good teamwork. Awesome. I like that. I want you all to volunteer like that. Okay. Fantastic. Okay. Let's see how the words split here. Okay. Sheelam, Shauryam, Analasyam. We had Shauryam, Analasyam, right? That splits as Shauryam, Analasyam, Pandityam, Mitra Sangraha, Achora Haraniyani, Panchaitanyakshayo nidhihi. Pancha etani akshayaha nidhihi is how that split up. Okay. So if you remember, I told you last week, the topic for today is going to be friendship. Okay. So we're going to know a lot of aspects about friendship in today's class. This shloka has a few other things also addressed. Okay. Sheelam. Sheelam is character. Okay. Shauryam is courage. Analasyam. Alasyam is laziness. Analasyam is no laziness. Very alert and active always. Pandityam, knowledge. Mitra Sangraha. Mitra Sangraha is a collection of friends. So what are they trying to tell us about these things, right? Chora means thief. A chora is chora also means the thief who takes away things basically, right? Harani ani, the thief who can take away things. But here a chora harani ani, that which cannot be taken away by thieves. What? Pancha etani, these five, what we told in the first line, these five are akshaya nidhihi. They will never, kshaya means which reduce, diminish. Akshaya means that which does not diminish. Nidhi, treasures. Okay, suppose I have, so I am carrying a bag of 10 kgs of rice, or I am carrying maybe 10 kgs of gold. All these can be lost, right? Or I can find them too heavy and I say, oh my God, I can't carry it anymore, I'll put it down, right? But, and then somebody can snatch and go, right? Remember the monkeys and the cap seller story? Even the caps were so heavy for him, right? Even that could be stolen away and taken by monkeys also. But in this list, they are telling about 5 different things which are imperishable and also which can never be stolen from you. Can somebody steal your character? If you're really good, if you're honest, can somebody take it away from you? Only you have the power to do that. Your courage, only you have the power to change it, right? When a spider is there, I might get scared, or you may not. That is under my control, right? Analasyam, laziness. I have a project due, but I will be lazy. I will not do the work. Whose control is that? Me, right? My knowledge, when I do my project, what I gain is up to me. So that also cannot be taken by anybody. Mitra Sangraha, our topic for the day. Suppose I have a friend. I have been very loyal to this friend. Can somebody take away that friend from me? If they are truly my friend, they will say, even if somebody comes and tells them lies about us, right? They'll say, no, I know my friend. I don't think that person can do like this. They will still stick with you, right? Nobody can break that, the friendship that you have with the friend. So collection of good friends, nobody can take it away. So these are the 5 nidhis, 5 treasures that we always have to cherish and keep, keep it in the proper shape and good, what should I say? In a proper systematic way. We shouldn't have bad stuff in our character or our friends. We should have something good in all these 5 arenas. Let's see what the meaning is. The following are the 5 types of imperishable treasures that can't be stolen away by thieves. Integrity, which is character, courage, activity, erudition, which means my pandityam, my knowledge, and a congregation of friends. How I keep my friends, who are my friends. If there is a smoke joint and I may go there and make friends there, I'm going to be one of them, right? So if I say, no, I'm not going there, I'm going to make friends with, the good people and who are interested in doing good stuff. That's where I will belong also. Good shlokam, right? Okay, any questions in this one so far? I see hands from before, I think, all these. No questions? Okay, shall we move on to the next one then? Okay, Daksh, go ahead. I'm unmuting you for the shloka.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. आरम्भगुर्वीक्षयिणी क्रमेण क्रमेण लघ्वीपुरा वृद्धिमती च पश्चात् दिनस्य पूर्वार्धपरार्धभिन्ना. Okay, I should have cut it shorter. Dinasya purvardha parardha bhinna chayeva maitri खलसज्जनानां.
खलसज्जनानां खलसज्जनानां.
Okay, I'll do just the 2 lines first. I'll not do the whole shloka for you. Okay, this is a longer meter also. You can repeat once after me.
Okay.
आरम्भगुर्वीक्षयिणी क्रमेण लघ्वी पुरा वृद्धिमती च पश्चात्.
आरम्भगुर्वीक्षयणी क्षयिणी क्रमेण लघ्वी पुरा वृद्धिमती च पश्चात्.
Very nice. दिनस्य पूर्वार्धपरार्धभिन्ना छायेव मैत्री खलसज्जनानां.
दिनस्य परार्धभिन्ना छायेव मैत्री खलसज्जनानां.
Very nice. I will not make you say the whole thing. I'll only say it for you, okay? I know this is a longer meter and a little difficult. So I will say the whole thing. Do you think you can say after me, Daksh?
No.
No? Okay, that's fine. Practice for next time, okay? When we do revision, you can probably try then.
Okay.
आरम्भगुर्वीक्षयिणी क्रमेण लघ्वी पुरा वृद्धिमती च पश्चात्. दिनस्य पूर्वार्धपरार्धभिन्ना छायेव मैत्री खलसज्जनानां. This is a Niti Shataka shloka. Anybody else wants to try this maybe? Vidya, go ahead. Vidya ji? Yeah.
आरम्भगुर्वीक्षयिणी क्रमेण लघ्वी पुरा वृद्धिमती च पश्चात्. दिनस्य पूर्वार्धपरार्धभिन्ना छायेव मैत्री खलसज्जनानां.
Thank you, Vidya ji. That was perfect. Okay. Oops. Wait. Okay. So there is not much to break here, just this third line. I'll just read the whole thing one time. Arambha gurvi kshayini kramena laghvi pura vridhimati cha paschat dinasya purva ardha para ardha bhinna chaya iva maitri khala sajjananam. So we all know the meaning of the word maitri. Maitri means friendship, right? So he's giving a beautiful example here. He doesn't say anything much until the last half of the last line about friendship. He's explaining the whole thing, stating a fact. What fact is he talking about? He's talking about chaya. Chaya means shadow. Chaya iva maitri. Friendship is just like a shadow. What kind of shadow? Arambha gurvi. Gurvi means long. In the beginning, it's very long. Okay? Shayini kramena. It keeps diminishing as time passes. Okay? That is one side of the story. Second side of that story of that shadow, Laghvi pura. It is short in the beginning. Vridhimati cha paschat. It keeps extending and becoming longer and longer later on. When, what is the two differences? Dinasya purva ardha para ardha bhinna. Bhinna, the difference is the previous half of the day, first half of the day versus second half of the day. Okay? When sun is rising from behind us or even in front of us, wherever the shadow is falling, right? The shadow is really long. As the day passes, the sun comes to the top of our head. Our shadow is literally by the bottom of our feet. It is so tiny, right? And once the sun starts to go down the other direction, again, the small little shadow that was by my foot will start growing gradually, right? So this poet Bhartrhari from Niti Shataka, right? So the author is Bhartrhari. He is saying the friendship of Khala Sajjananam. So the first example is for Khala, means Khalnayak, what we have in Hindi also, right? The villain. That comes from Sanskrit word khala only. Khala means evil people, right? So the author is saying the evil people's friendship, Arambha Gurvi, is very long in the beginning. As soon as you meet them the first time, they will talk to you like you're, you're their best friend in the whole universe. You know what? I'll give you this also. I'll give you that also. Come with me. Let's go there and let's hang out here. It'll be like, you'll feel like, what is this? I just met this person. He's so friendly and so nice to me. And we are going to fall for such things, right? But then Kshayini Kramena, that friendship, once they get what they want, their friendship also starts diminishing, right? So that is a Khala's friendship, the first kind of friendship, right? The second kind of friendship, what we saw, which starts at the foot of our, at the base of our foot, when the sun is on top of our head, the second example, remember? And it grows, right? Although it started small, over time it just grows and becomes bigger than us. By the end of the day, by sunset, the shadow is much longer than our own height, right? So that is how the friendship of Sajjana, noble people, although they start small, they will gradually warm up to you, but then that friendship will be really, really tight. So be careful about what kind of friends we choose and how the friendship should be carried forward, right? Lagvi pura vridhimati cha paschat. It grows and grows for the rest of our lives. So we should be very, very, very careful about choosing our friends. That doesn't mean to say who talks to you in the beginning nicely, their friendship has to diminish. Some people may be like that. They will talk to you very nicely and they'll keep it up that way too. So we have to be careful about, giving up our originality, our Sheelam, what we spoke in the previous Shlokam, that Sheelam we should not give up. Our character, our belief, we should know how to keep up with that is what the Shloka is emphasizing. Okay. Let's see the meaning of this one time again. Long to begin with, but diminishes later. Then again, it is small to start off, but increases gradually. Just the way a shadow differs in the first half of the day from the second half of the day, so does the friendship of a wicked person versus a good person. Nice, right? Yeah. All right, let's see if you have any questions. Neelima, you have a question? Go ahead.
I just commented that I guess these authors have put in science into Subhashitas, and it's their analogies are too good.
Absolutely, absolutely. Our rishis were scientists actually. And Bhartrhari, he writes 3 shatakams, okay? First, he wrote Shringara Shatakam, then he wrote Niti Shatakam, which is this one, and Vairagya Shatakam. He was a rishi actually. So all our rishis were definitely scientists. Not just this, you will see as we go along, where they take the, just something as simple as, have you seen milk boiling over? Yeah, I don't think I put that Subhashita in this particular curriculum. So I'll just tell you the story, how he gives, how friendship will be, right? Have you seen when, when we bring milk from the dairy or whatever, it is too thick, we'll put a little water in it, right? And then we keep it to boil. What happens if you don't watch it? The water and the milk boils over and spills, right? That small example, he takes giving it as friendship so beautifully. He says, because the water evaporated first, right? So as if because the water went away, its friend went away, all the milk also wants, it's so eager to spill out. But then you sprinkle some water, it will calm down, right? This is something in a daily basis what we practice at home. If the milk is coming up, you'll suddenly go and sprinkle some water, it will become shanta, it will just calm down and go down. So it's like, finally I found my friend, I can calm down now. See this simple example, how beautifully he gives it for friendship, right? So there are many such things, Neelima. The more you see, you'll appreciate their knowledge and how much they've applied science to everything. Very good point you have risen. Thank you. All right, Sunilji, you have a question?
Namo Nama. Am I audible?
Yes, we can hear you, Sunilji.
Yeah, I just wanted to know, you mentioned about Bharatahari, the author of Niti Shatakam. Wasn't he a king? Yeah, Bhartrhari. Wasn't he a king at first?
Yes, he was. You want to listen to a story?
No, I just remembered that in Upanishad Ganga, which is by the Chinmaya Foundation only, I had watched an episode. So I thought
Correct.
he might be the same Bhartrahari.
It is, it is. So how about I quickly tell that story, what you watched on Upanishad Ganga. They did a wonderful job in that, presenting that story. So he was a king actually, okay? And he was very, what should you say, indulged completely in worldly pleasures, right? He wanted to make merry, have parties and, have friends and eat and, all kinds of things you can think of. So one day, when Rishi comes and gives him a mango, and he says, if you eat this, you will live forever. And this, you have to eat, obviously, mango one person can eat. Whoever eats will live forever. Please eat. I want you to have this. You are our king. So we want you to live forever. This Rishi gives him the mango. After the Rishi goes, Bhartrahari thinks, you know what? If I live forever and my wife, I really love her, what if she dies? So I will give it to her. Let her live longer than me. So he goes and gives it to the queen. Right? And after a week or so, somebody comes back, the Senadipati, one soldier. So a soldier, Padalu in his army, he brings a mango to the king and he says, King, please have this mango. We really want you to have this because, you're a great king and we want you to live forever. Now he's thoroughly confused. Give me a break. That Rishi gave me one mango and now this soldier is also giving me a mango. There must be some, something going on behind the scenes, right? So what he does, okay. So what he does is, he will go to the queen and say, did you eat that? Then the queen will say, wait a minute, sorry, I did not. I actually like somebody else. Okay, he was the Senadipati. I gave it to that Senadipati because I wanted him to live longer. Now he is really disappointed. Bhartrahari is so disappointed. What is this? I thought I love this lady who's my wife and she likes somebody else. So then he goes to the Senadipati and he says, okay, my wife gave you the mango. What did you do? He says, no, actually she gave me, but I like this other person. So I gave it to her. So this Senadipati would have given to some other lady. That other lady, when the king goes and asks her, he'll say, no, I like this Sainika, the soldier, so I only gave it to him. That Sainika would have brought it back to the king. Look at the full circle here, right? It went from the king and it came back to the king. When he traces this whole story, he gets so dejected and he says, what is this? I thought I am supposed to love a person and, be really loyal and all that. That is all fake. Let me forget everything. He becomes a Vairagi. Total Vairagyam he gets. And then he writes Vairagya Shatakam. Before he had written Shringara Shatakam, then he writes Niti Shatakam, which is this particular collection. And then Shringara Shatakam. Each book has 100 shlokas. Beautiful one. Each one is a gem in itself. Worth learning and everything is so beautiful. Especially Niti Shatakam is very applicable to every day. So thank you for bringing it up. I think Sunilji, right? Yeah, thank you for bringing it up. And that was a beautiful story to recollect. Let's move on to the next shloka now. Any other questions? Manjula? Go ahead, Manjula ji.
No, no question, madam. It's just for chanting.
Okay. Yeah. So if you guys have raised your hand for chanting, right? But during the chanting, if if somebody else has already done it, please lower your hand because I'll think it's for questions otherwise.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you. Okay. Let's move on to the next shloka. I will share my screen now. Can you all see? Yeah. Is this clear now? Good. Big. Okay. All right. Volunteers for chanting. Snehashri, go ahead. Parokshe karyahantaram.
Parokshe karyahantaram. Parokshe karyahantaram.
Pratyakshe priyavadinam.
Pratyakshe priyavadinam. Pratyakshe priyavadinam.
वर्जयेत् तादृशं मित्रं
वर्जयेत् तादृशं मित्रं वर्जयेत् तादृशं मित्रं
विषकुम्भं पयोमुखम्
विषकुम्भं पयोमुखं विषकुम्भं पयोमुखं
together परोक्षे कार्यहन्तारं प्रत्यक्षे प्रियवादिनं वर्जयेत् तादृशं मित्रं विषकुम्भं पयोमुखम्
परोक्षे कार्यहन्तारं प्रत्यक्षे प्रियवादिनं वर्जयेत् तादृशं मित्रं विषकुम्भं पयोमुखम्.
Thank you, Snehashri ji. So this one is from Chanakya Niti. Okay. Parokshe karya hantaram pratyakshe priyavadinam varjayet tadrisham mitram vishakumbham payomukham. So parokshe karya hantaram para aksha, which means when I am not around. Paroksha is behind me, behind my back. Karya hantaram, he is trying to sabotage everything I do. Okay. Pratyakshe, in front of me. Priyavadinam, speaks very sweetly. Varjayet, give up. Tadrisham mitram, that kind of a friend. How? In the last quarter he tells how. Example he'll give. Vishakumbham payomukham. So the pot is full of poison, but at the rim of it, there is a nice drizzle of milk. It will look like nice cream, like, you know, like nice malai, it will look on the top, but inside it is all full visham. Are we going to drink? Oh, just on the top, no, that is nice milk. Are we going to even touch that? So same with a friend who is pratyakshe priyavadinam, but parokshe karyahantaram, who is very friendly and speaks sweetly in front of you. They'll say, oh, you are the best, you know, you're the greatest friend, you know, and you're the, you know, you're so smart, you know. He will go in the back and he will tell all kinds of lies on you, and, you know, he will tattletale on you. That's not a good friend to keep. So drop such friendships. Don't keep up with such a friend, is what this Chanakya Niti shloka is saying. He was another great, you know, author, because he was teaching all these values to Chandragupta Maurya, right? So he taught all these things about how to pick friends, how to live life, how to be disciplined. So a lot of nice shlokas are there in Chanakya Niti also. So disrupting one's work in his absence and sweet speaking in his presence. Shun such a friend as if they are milk at the mouth of a pot of poison. Don't bother about such friends. Okay. Any questions on this one? I don't see any hands raised. Okay, pretty simple then looks like. Let's move on. Volunteers for chanting? Neelama. Can we have anybody else? Somebody who has not raised hands? Neelakantanji. Okay, I will unmute you. I see you in the... Okay. Neelakantanji, please unmute yourself.
Mitradrohi kritadnascha.
No, not this one, uncle. 1 minute. You have to repeat after, okay?
Yeah.
Mitradrohi kritadnascha.
Mitradrohi kritadnascha.
Yascha vishwasaghatakaha.
Yascha vishwasaghatakaha.
Te nara narakam yanti.
Te nara narakam yanti.
Yavat chandra divakarau.
Yavat chandra divakarau.
I'll say one time the whole thing and you can repeat, uncle. Mitradrohi kritagnascha. Yascha vishwasaghatakaha. Te nara narakam yanti. Yavat chandra divakarau.
Mitradrohi kritagnascha. Yascha vishwasaghatakaha. Te nara narakam yanti. Yavat chandra divakarau.
Thank you, uncle. That was perfect. Okay. This one is a Panchatantra shloka. Mitra drohi kritagnaha cha. Kritagna. Here there is a kritagna. We have learned kritagna, right? Be kritagna, be kritagna. But this one is a kritagna. Again, how pronunciation is very important. Kritagna alpa prana, which is not the alpa prana, it's actually the jna, jnanam jna, right? And here kritagna, right? Kritam janami iti kritagnaha. Okay. In Sanskrit, we don't really have the sentiment of thank you, sorry, right? All these are very recent imports. In our original text, you will never find dhanyavadaha also, right? Kritam janami iti kritagnaha. I know what you did to me. I acknowledge what you did. By saying thank you, there is no way I'm going to cancel that. You helped me. Now I say thank you, cancel, cancel. It doesn't work like that, right? So kritam janami, I will acknowledge for the rest of my life. That is the sentiment when somebody helps me, right? But here, this person is a kritagna. Gna is gnati, which kills. Kritam gnanti. These people kill whatever good you have done to them, right? Mitra drohi, he is a drohi, he is a traitor. Kritagnaha, he forgets what you did to him. Cha, he also forgets. Yaha cha, and also he who is vishwasa ghatakaha. Vishwasa is trust. I trust this friend, but he kills that trust. He becomes a traitor. He sabotages me. Te naraha. Such people, narakam yanti. They go to hell. Yeah. How long? 5 days, 10 days? No. This particular shloka, the author is saying, Yavat Chandra Divakarav. Chandra is moon. Divakara is sun. So long as sun and moon exist, they will go to hell. Okay, here they are not literally saying hell and heaven as a particular, city. There is one city called hell, another city called heaven, not like that. So inside, suppose I am the Mitra Drohi here, right? The previous shloka, they said, don't make friends with all these kind of Mitra Drohis. Now they're saying the other side of this Mitra Drohi, how he suffers. If we are being that, like Payakumbham, Vishakumbham, Payomukam, like that, if we are like that, what will happen to us is what we have to apply in this shloka, right? That person will feel the naraka in his own body, that guilt conscious, right? Always when that person sleeps also, he will say, oh, I betrayed my friend. Although outside he may look like he's okay with betraying, he's okay with being a traitor, he may look like that. Inside he will be feeling naraka, right? Until he dies, he will be feeling that naraka yatana, the hellish feeling. That guilt feeling is no better than narakam. That's what this shloka is saying, they live in hell, in living hell. That's what is the point here. So long as they live, they will feel the pinch, they will feel the guilt, they will feel the pain. We don't want to be in this situation is what we have to learn. So one other thing I'd like to bring up here, okay? All these shlokas, whatever we learn, it may look like such on a negative tone, right? Oh, this person is bad. That person you have to make friendship with. That's not what we are trying to say. All these shlokas are for me to apply to me. Let me not be that person. Let me not be that traitor of a friend. Let me not be a friend who will be very friendly in the beginning and then start diminishing my friendship. All these are for my learning. It's not just for me to, oh, you are this, you are this, you are this. Not to label people. It is more for me to understand how I should behave. Right? As long as we have that, life will become so much easier, Let's see what this shloka is saying. He who is treacherous to a friend, he who is ungrateful for rendered benefactions, he who is a traitor slays trust, these people attain hell for as long as the sun and moon shall exist. So he's just giving very drastic way of saying it, but literally, like I said, it means they will be living not a very nice life. Inside, they'll be feeling very unhappy. They'll be feeling miserable. So we don't want to be such miserable existence. That's what is the lesson to take away from this particular shloka. All right, any questions on this one? No raised hands? Awesome. Shall we go to the next one? Can you all see the screen, or should I redo the screen? Is it fine now? Yeah, it's fine. I see both kinds of nods. I don't know what to make out of. Show me thumbs up if it is good. All right. Okay, I see a hand raised. Who's this? Meghna Kalpesh. Go ahead, Meghna ji. Meghna ji, are you unmuted? I can't
Thank
hear
you.
you. Yeah, go ahead.
I have no question. Just sing this shloka. Okay. मित्रद्रोही कृतघ्नश्च यश्च विश्वासघातकः ते नरा नरकं यान्ति यावच्चन्द्रदिवाकरो.
Thank you. But we chant shlokas in the beginning when I start shloka, okay? You can raise hand at that time. End of the shloka, we don't do it again. Today we'll do it tomorrow, next week when we do revision. Thank you very much. Neelima, you have a question? Go ahead.
I guess someone else had a question. Mr. Krishnamurti.
Oh, is that so?
Then the
So he
chat.
was raising hand in the screen, is it? Sorry, I did not see that. Okay, Krishnamurti ji, go ahead.
I was wondering if there could be one, the previous example you said the sun rises and the sun sets, you gave an example. Is there some other example where the instead of a shadow, something goes up in a modern parlance, for example? Is there an example that we can think of scientifically?
Could you repeat that part, what you said? Which example you're saying?
That is, you said for the sun rises, the shadow shortens, and when the sun sets in the evening, the shadow increases. Is there a similar example in the current scientific, the sun shadows, etc.? That is a good example. Is there something else that one can think of? Something increases, something decreases, but then increases. That is what I wanted to ask.
Something decreases, something increases.
Yeah.
How about dosa batter? With good bacteria, batter increases. And you make dosas and eat it up, batter decreases.
Or the yeast, or the bread yeast, etc.
Yeah, there can be many examples like that, right? Yeah, definitely. The bread flour rises. And you know, when actually we knead the dough, it actually goes down. All the air just kind of escapes out. Or ice cream for that matter. They pump air into it and make it fluffy. When it melts, it becomes 3 spoons full, right? What looked like a scoop of ice cream becomes 3 spoons full.
Right. Yeah. So that's
Hope that helps.
Yeah. So we can make a subhashitam with this.
Absolutely. We can make whatever we want out of subhashitam. Yes. So long. See, that's the beauty of it. They will take real life examples. So next time I see that, I see my shadow, it should remind me. Those are the kind of examples they took, you know. They did not take some atomic theory or some, some nuclear reactions. They did not take something very complicated. They took something very, very simple so that every time I see that, this concept registers in my head. That is the beauty of the authors that did all these subhashitas. Thank you, Krishnamurti ji. Sunil Kumar seems to have a question. Go ahead, Sunil Kumar ji. I can't see you though. Your video is off.
Yeah, my question was just regarding the last word in that Subhashitam. It's a sandhi, right? It's a grammar question. So, what type of sandhi is it, if you don't mind?
Yeah, this is a dvandva. So, Ramascha Krishnascha Rama Krishnau, that kind of samasa. This is Chandrascha Divakarascha Chandra Divakarau. But Sunilji, we will not address any grammar here because it becomes too intricate and intense. So we'll not address any. In the beginning, that's what I said. We are going to do the content than the container because of the time frame and also the amount of things there are in this topics itself. Okay.
Thank you.
Yeah. Thank you, Sunilji. All right, let's go to the next one. And I will share my screen. Is this better, the screen? Yeah, okay. Neelima, any other takers? Neelima, I gave you turn already. I want other people also to chant. Subramanyam ji, I see a raised hand in the screen. Subramanyam Shivaswami ji. Okay, go ahead and unmute Subramanyam ji. आपदि मित्र परीक्षा च
आपदि मित्र परीक्षा च
twice please. I think it gives enough time for everybody to learn. शूर परीक्षा चरणांगणे
शूर परीक्षा चरणांगणे
वीना oh sorry twice. Go ahead again please.
शूर परीक्षा चरणांगणे
विनये वंश परीक्षा च
विनये वंश परीक्षा च
शील परीक्षा तु धनक्षये
शील परीक्षा तु धनक्षये.
Okay, so I prefer everybody whoever repeat after, right, to chant twice so that everybody gets enough practice. This is what my mom told me because it was told by her teacher. When you say first time, you are repeating whatever I said, right?
Yes.
Second time, you are repeating whatever you said.
Okay.
So it registers better in the mind apparently, and then they did scientific research. This is correct. This was told so many years ago for us doing this twice. The third time our brain will go to sleep. So 3 is too much. So 2 is the optimal number apparently. That's why we prefer doing that. That's the reason why I gave a pause for you to say twice. Let me do the whole thing once and you can repeat once after me. आपदि मित्र परीक्षा च शूर परीक्षा चरणांगणे विनये वंश परीक्षा च शील परीक्षा तु धनक्षये.
आपदि मित्र परीक्षा च शूर परीक्षा च रणांगणे विनये वंश परीक्षा च शील परीक्षा तु धनक्षये.
Thank you, Subramanyam ji. Okay, as you saw, we didn't know the source of the shloka. Apadi mitra pariksha. Cha is and. Also, it can mean and or also. Okay. Apadi mitra pariksha cha. Shura pariksha cha. Rana angane. Vinaye vamsha pariksha cha. Shila pariksha tu dhanakshaye. So here we spoke about friends and friendship so far. Now we are saying the true test of friendship. Pariksha is test or exam, right? Mitra pariksha, the test of friendship, is apadi, in time of need. When I am in time of need, in crisis, that is when the friendship is put to test, isn't it? Actually, they say, you should have a friend like Karna. And you should have a friend like Krishna. Two kinds of friends. Why Karna? Karna was in the opposite team, right? He was the bad guy. He got killed and all. Why did I say that? Because even in time of crisis, he stuck with Duryodhana. He knew he's on the side of wrong. He did wrong along with his friend, right? But then he stuck with him. We are not telling do wrong, but that sticking with the friend attitude is what we need to have learned from Karna. We need to have friends who will stick up with us when we are in trouble, not run away a mile when we are in trouble, right? And a friend like Krishna, why? Because he was Arjuna's friend. He did not let Arjuna go in the wrong direction. He said, oh, I'm going to run away. He wanted to go backwards in the battleground, right? He didn't want to go forward to fight. He said, I'm going to take the highway and I'm going to take the easy route out. But what did Krishna do? He sat him down and advised him the entire 18 chapters of Bhagavad Gita and told him why he shouldn't run away, right? So when we are doing wrong, we should have friends who will stick with us and also correct us. Not just stick and do the wrong with us, correct us like Krishna, right? So we should always have such good friends. Shura Pariksha. The courage, the pariksha, the test of our courage is in Ranangana, right? In the battlefield. Again, like Arjuna. At that point, he wanted to run away. But then Arjuna's reason was different. Let's talk about Uttara Kumara. What did he do, right? Uttara Kumara, he was just bragging everything in the palace. The minute he was brought to the battlefield, he was like, let me run away. He was a real coward on the battlefield. Then Arjuna said, no, at least be my charioteer. I will fight the war on your behalf, right? So Ranangane Shura Pariksha. In the battlefield, the test of our courages. Ranangana, not necessarily battlefield. Suppose my Ranangana is, I'll bring up a spider, for example. My courage will be put to test when I actually see a spider. That is my Ranangana. Every testing ground, my courage where it can be tested, that is the testing ground, not necessarily battlefield here. Vinaye Vamsha Pariksha. Vinaya is humility. How humble you are. Vamsha Pariksha means your upbringing, right? If we are brought up in a nice, composed, well-meaning family, when we are not talking rudely to each other and we are, being really courteous, and when we go out, we do the same, right? And especially we are not bullying others when we go out. We are being humble. That humility shows a good upbringing at home, right? So Vinaye Vamsha Pariksha. Vamsha is not like what family tree and what's your last name, not like that. Upbringing is what is the meaning here. Sheela Pariksha tu Dhanakshaye. Another important point, right? Sheela means character. We saw in the very second shloka today. Sheelam Shaurya Manalasyam, right? Sheela means character. Test of character. When Dhanakshaye. When I have nothing, I have lost everything. What do? Beg, borrow, steal? That is not my character, right? No matter whether I have money, I don't have any prosperity, any wealth, but still I keep my character. I keep my humility. I keep my friendship. I keep my values. Those are the Sheela, character that I'm talking about in the shloka. So these are put to test. Dhanakshaye. When I'm affluent, when I have everything, I have the latest phone, I have the latest clothes, then there is no big character test, okay? I'll be very composed. I'll be very nice to you and everything. But when I have a trouble in my pocket, like when I don't have money and how I behave, despite not having money, that is the true test of my character. That's what this shloka is saying. A friend's testing ground is calamities. The brave are tested on the battlefield. The test of a family is in its humility. Okay, the family background, upbringing, everything here. And character is tested in times of poverty. Very nice one again, right? It encompasses 4 different aspects, not just friendship here. All right, any questions on this one? No raised hands? A friend in need is a friend indeed. Yes, absolutely, Leelaji. Sorry, I didn't catch up with any of the text messages here, but all these only make the product. Otherwise, product will look different. That's what I think. Sorry, I don't understand what is the context here. Okay. Let's move on. I think we are running short on time and we still have one more shloka to go today. I thought I saw a hand raised. Who wants to go for the shloka? Vidyaji, I'm unmuting you. Okay. Riktapanirna pashyeta.
Riktapanirna pashyeta. Riktapanirna pashyeta.
Rajanam Daivatam Gurum.
Rajanam Daivatam Gurum. Rajanam Daivatam Gurum.
Daivajnam Putrakam Mitram.
Daivagnam Putrakam Mitram. Daivagnam Putrakam Mitram.
Phalena Phalamadishet.
Phalena Phalamadishet. Phalena Phalamadishet.
Very nice together. Riktapanirna pashyeta. Rajanam Daivatam Gurum Daivajnam Putrakam Mitram Phalena Phalamadishet.
रिक्तपाणिर्न पश्येत राजानं दैवतं गुरुं दैवग्नं पुत्रकं मित्रं फलेन फलमादिशेत्.
All right, thank you, Vidyaji.
Thank you.
So this also we don't know the source of the shloka. Rikta panihi na pashyeta. Rikta panihi means rikta means empty. Empty handed. Pani is hand. Na pashyeta. Don't go to visit. To see. To visit. Pashyeta is to see. To visit. Okay. Whom? Rajanam. Going to a king. Okay. Don't visit a king without something in your hand. Empty handed is what they are saying. Daivatam, to a temple when we go to see God. Gurum, when we visit the Guru. Daivajnam, one who knows Daiva. It can mean as a person who has known Daiva as in astrology, one who knows astrology, or Daivajnam, one who knows Devata, one who knows Brahmagnana, or one who knows the ins and outs, like about the Shastra, that kind of a person. Putrakam, somebody's house there is a little child. Putraka is not necessarily your son. Putraka is a small kid, small child. Mitram, a friend. In all these cases, king, God, guru, a knower of God, or fate, little child, or a friend, all these 6 people. When you go to meet them, Rikta Panir Napashyeta. Don't go empty handed. Why? Phalena phalam adishet. Phalena, with a fruit, invoke another fruit. Right? Basically, when we go to see any of these people, why are we going? We are going with an intention. Right? When I go to see a king, when I go to see my guru or God or friend, I'm going with a purpose, not without a purpose. Right? That purpose to be fructifying, I have to take some fruit. Fruit doesn't necessarily, we don't have to convert it to fruits only now. In current world, it can be a packet of cookies or biscuits or a sweet box or whatever it is, right? Don't go empty handed. Why? Are they being materialistic? Are they telling us to think about things and materials? Not really. What they are trying to say is, even before you saw them physically, you thought about them. You said, okay, suppose somebody is diabetic, I will obviously not take sweets to them, right? I will take something that will work for them. Maybe I'll take a bouquet of flowers, something that works for them, right? So that means I was thoughtful enough to think what is appropriate for them, even before I actually see them, right? And if there is a 5-year-old kid, I'm not going to take, a gadget that is good for like a 15-year-old. I will think about what is appropriate. That thoughtfulness will make them have a good feeling about you. That will invoke. They don't necessarily have to say, oh, wow, you know what, you brought this, it is so great or whatever. That thoughtfulness that we have in our mind will connect with the other person's thoughts. That's what is being invoked in this particular shloka. So do not go empty-handed to see a king, God, a teacher, an astrologer, a child, or a friend. Invoke fruitfulness with fruit. This last line, phalena phalamadishet, is a very popular one, like a proverb. It is used in a lot of different places. Phalena phalamadishet. Invoke fruit with taking a fruit. That is the thought we should have, in these kind of situations. Any questions on this one so far? No? Vidyaji, you have a raised hand. Meera. Wait, hang on. Meera ji, go ahead. Yeah, go ahead, Meera ji.
Phalamadishet. Phalena phalamadishet. Can please explain it again?
Sure. Phalena phalam adishet. Phalena with fruit. Phalam adishet. You invoke fruit. Adishet is to invoke, right? Using a fruit, invoke fruit. Fruit here necessarily doesn't mean the phal. It means something little bit, yeah.
So relations also it can mean?
Yes. Definitely. Definitely. See, they're not saying if I'm meeting my next door neighbor every single day, they're not saying bring something for them every day. These are people we don't see regularly, right? Those kind of situations, even if we see once in a month, just have thoughtfulness. Basically, have thoughtfulness. That's all it means.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. That brings us to the end of our topics today. Okay. All right, the screen share has stopped now. So any questions on anything at all so far? We say in Kannada, Kereya Neeranu Kerege Challi. Yeah, not, see, Kereya Neera, we are not taking their own fruit and giving it to them. It kind of is not really true. But if we are taking to God, yeah, Kereya Neeranu Kerege Challi makes total sense there. Okay, so yeah, that brings us to the end of today's topics. And if we have no questions, do I see a raised hand? Hang on. Sunilji, go ahead.
Madam, just wanted to know the source of the last one, Rikta
No, if
Parni.
we don't know. If at least if there is no available source, the bottom of that will be blank, which this one was too.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, no problem. Meghanaji, go ahead.
Okay. Hello, ma'am.
Yeah, go ahead.
Fruit
Meghanaji.
mean reward?
Huh?
Reward. Fruit mean reward?
Yes, phalam adishe, the second fruit means reward, but not necessarily reward as in something you're getting back in return. That's all. Reward doesn't necessarily mean, they're not giving me a prize. Every time it is not that kind of a connotation, right? It can mean something in return, something getting back. Phalam, fruitfulness. Suppose I went to somebody saying, you know what, it could be a friend, I'm saying I want to borrow 100 rupees from you. Okay, that fruitfulness of my intention of visiting this friend, right? Those kind of fruitfulness. Let's take it as fruitfulness rather than reward. Reward seems very, like very small compared to the fruitfulness of a visit, right?
Okay. Thank you. Dhanyawad.
Okay. Mohanji.
I just wanted to point out that Mr. Subrat is raising his hands. He's raising it physically. Maybe he can do it on the
Okay.
on the
See,
soft.
my problem is all of you have not put your videos on, and I cannot see all of you together. Thank you. So who is this Subrat? Subratji. Okay, Subratji, go ahead.
In Upanishads, we have been taught that God does not ask anything from us. But why again, if you don't take anything, that means God will not give anything.
Yes. Okay. No, see, there are many levels of doing anything. First of all, when we have that God will not take anything attitude, that means I already understood everything is God. Then I don't need to go to the temple to ask, right? When I'm going to the temple to say, give me health, give me wealth, give me this, give me that. When I'm asking, then I am not having that, the Vishwarupa Darshanam of God. Right? So it depends on from what Vyavaharika level or Paramarthika level I am having the standpoint, right? So I am sure Swamijis don't take anything to the temple because they have that higher vision in their mind about God. They see Viratatva everywhere, Virat Swarupa everywhere, right? They will see God in you and me also. But when I am not grown up to that level, these apply to me. That is why Subhashitas are, we can't extrapolate it to spiritual level because it's at Vyavaharika level. The Subhashita is for application at Vyavaharika level, Chitta Shuddhi, which will help us lead to the Paramarthika level. Hope that answers your question. Okay.
Yes.
Okay, thank you. Is there any other raised hand?
Applied knowledge.
Okay, thank you. Okay, couple things. Okay, I would really appreciate if you all had your videos on. How would you like if I turned off my video and, like, I'll talk to you like that? Right? Just a flap. I just have to lift the flap. That makes a huge difference, right? So I would totally appreciate if you can all keep your videos on next time. I just see a few of you. Thank you so much. All right, so let's end the class. I'll finish up with Purnamada Purnamidam, and I will see you all next week. And also, happy Deepavali. Enjoy the festivities. Om Purnamadah Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Harihi Om. Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Harihi Om. Hang on, I think I see some messages still. Okay. All right, they're all saying Happy Deepavali. Okay, thank you very much. Happy Deepavali, all of you. And thank you for attending despite all the preparation with the festival and all the celebration hadbad today. Hari Om. అట్లే కావాలా?
Do you want to take this back or do you still need it?
Hmm?
Do you still need this or
Yeah.
Why are people saying privately? To my university.
Yeah.
Whoever is the moderator, they should
Turn
at
off
least if they give me
the-
a course, then I can do some of these. Unmute ಮಾಡೋದು ಅದು ಇದು ಎಲ್ಲ.
Tell them to.
Yeah, but I don't know.
Yeah, I had told them last time. This time, whoever did a bad job. He didn't do
They were
anything.
not
And he's
even there.
no, they're yeah, exactly. Now they're not even closing the thing.
No, you are host, right? So you
No,
can close it.
no, I can't. I'm co-host.
Why don't they make you?
Oh wait, is this still on?